Welcome to Rafael's Grand Journey. Today, we bring you one of the most important stories for Salvadorans, the independence of El Salvador. A moment that marked the beginning of a new chapter in our history. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and activate the notification bell so you don't miss out on more exciting historical content. Let's dive into this fascinating story. To understand El Salvador's independence, we must first go back to the early 19th century. The country was part of the Captaincy General of Guatemala, a colonial entity that included what we know today as Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Chiapas, and of course, El Salvador. Spain had controlled these lands for over 300 years, imposing its political, social, and economic system. The criollos, descendants of Spaniards born in America, were increasingly frustrated by the lack of opportunities, as positions of power were always given to peninsulares, Spaniards born in Europe. Revolutions taking place in other parts of the world began to influence the Spanish colonies. Particularly, the independence of the 13 British colonies in North America in 1776, and the independence wars in South America, led by figures such as Simon Bolivar and José de San Martin, ignited a desire for freedom among the elites and populations in Central America. Additionally, Napoleon's invasion of Spain in 1808 weakened the Spanish monarchy's authority, creating a power vacuum that accelerated independence movements across Latin America. On November 5, 1811, San Salvador witnessed the first cry for independence. Led by key figures like José Matías Delgado, a priest who became one of El Salvador's greatest heroes, and the Aguilar brothers, this uprising was the first serious attempt to break free from Spanish rule. In Plaza Libertad in San Salvador, Delgado rang the bells of La Merced Church, signaling the start of the rebellion. Although the uprising was quickly suppressed by colonial authorities, it planted a seed of rebellion that was hard to extinguish. The Second Uprising, 1814. Only 3 years later in 1814, another rebellion was led by Pedro Pablo Castillo and Domingo Antonio de Lara. This second uprising was also quashed, but it highlighted the growing tension between the colonial authorities and the people of El Salvador. The ideas of independence continued to spread, and dissatisfaction with the Spanish government became increasingly evident. The Act of Independence of Central America, 1821. On September 15, 1821, the decisive event occurred. In Guatemala City, the Act of Independence of Central America was signed. This document proclaimed the independence of the Central American provinces, including El Salvador, from Spanish rule. But while this was a symbolic victory, the road to true freedom was filled with challenges. Post-Independence Dilemma, Union with Mexico, or Autonomy. After the proclamation of independence, an internal debate arose. Should the provinces join the newly created Mexican Empire, ruled by Agustín de Iturbide, or pursue full autonomy? Some provinces like Guatemala leaned toward union with Mexico, while El Salvador defended the idea of total independence. This led to tensions and conflicts between the Central American provinces. War with Mexico. El Salvador resisted being part of the Mexican Empire, and in 1822, it clashed with Mexican forces. During this time, El Salvador experienced a kind of civil war, with different factions supporting either union with Mexico or independence. However, the fall of Iturbide's empire in 1823 cleared the way for the definitive independence of the Central American provinces. United Provinces of Central America. In 1823, after the dissolution of the Mexican Empire, El Salvador, along with other provinces, formed the United Provinces of Central America, a federation that aimed to politically unite the region. This experiment in unity was short-lived due to internal rivalries between the provinces, regional interests, and the lack of consensus on how to govern this new state. In 1838, the United Provinces began to disintegrate, and by 1841, El Salvador officially proclaimed itself as an independent republic, separating from the rest of Central America. This was the true beginning of its autonomy as a nation, although the country would face numerous political and economic challenges in the following decades. Today, every September 15th, Salvadorans celebrate their independence with civic parades, cultural events, and patriotic commemorations. This day is not only a reminder of the struggle for freedom, but also an opportunity to reflect on the national identity and the challenges the country has overcome. El Salvador's independence was neither a quick nor easy process. It was a struggle marked by resistance, a passion for freedom, and the determination to build a better future. Despite the difficulties, the Salvadoran people never stopped fighting for their sovereignty. Today, El Salvador continues to move forward, and its story of independence continues to inspire new generations. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history of our independence, don't forget to subscribe, give the video a like, and share it with everyone who loves learning more about our history. See you in the next adventure of Rafael's grand journey.